Well, it's the last matchup of the night. Some new, familiar, handsome faces here for you. It's your host, OG Susano, joined by my co-caster, the most devilish man within the CCL. It's Cruising. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing fantastic. I mean, I think we're in for a really good matchup here. Well, you know what? I'm not even going to say that yet because I really don't know what we're going to get out of one of these two teams. It's been a very interesting season for both these rosters. I mean, struggled through stage one, and just looking to kind of kick things off a little bit better here in stage number 2 for both rosters.
Yeah, a lot on the plate today. We've got Mcpherson, however you want to pronounce that. Mcpherson Bulldogs from Mcpherson College versus CU Boulder, the University of Colorado. Let's hop in as we look at the head-to-head. Cruz, why don't you bring it down for us?
Yeah, so I mean, when you look at Mcpherson, it was a 7-8 start to the season versus Colorado Boulder, who is 10-5, and you might be looking at this like, wow, man, like Colorado Boulder, they look like a much better roster coming into this one. Well, it might not be the case just like that. I mean, Mcpherson had a very good start to the season, as did Colorado Boulder through stage one. Both teams were 7-4 and 7-5 respectively. But I think the big thing when you're looking at these two rosters is that Colorado Boulder's division in West Pool A was just simply a gauntlet of a division to get out of. I mean, they had to go up against GCU, Arizona State University, Oregon, and then both New Mexico rosters. Like, they finished 6th out of that whole division. Like, very, very tough division for them to come into. So for them to be 10-5 now, they've had a very good start to their stage 2. Where on the other hand, when you look at Mcpherson, I mean, they had a little bit weaker of a first pool, and they started off their season honestly fantastic. They were 7-3 through the first 5 weeks. Things were looking good. And honestly, since then, Mcpherson has dropped off hard. They are 0-5 in their last 5 matches, 0-15 map count. They are just looking right now to grasp onto anything and to have a bounce back this week, Sue.
Yeah, that's kind of a hard concept to try and go against because, like you said, the boys over there on the Boulder side were really fighting for their lives in that first stage. So, you know, they're grizzled veterans. They've been through it. And well, talking about the home roster, let's go look over to Mcpherson's.
Yeah, and so on Mcpherson, it's going to be Tiny. We'll go with Teeny. Gerb, B-Dubs, and Tex. And nice to see, we get some Buffalo Wild Wings in here as well. Beautiful name. We absolutely love that coming through here for Mcpherson. And yeah, I mean, the Bulldogs, it's been a very tough couple of weeks for them. And honestly, I think the big thing for this roster right now is just going to be coming into this matchup and coming in with an open mind, just really trying to flip things around for your roster. You need to get a win here in stage number 2 just to give yourselves a little bit of confidence going towards the back half and into the summer break.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a scary one if the record just keeps on persisting in a downward spiral. But talking about spirals, let's talk about our boys over on the side of the Boulder, our away roster for tonight.
Yeah, that's going to be Stay Woke Andrew, Gate Peak, D-Nerf, and Criteria. And this is honestly like a very talented team. We've seen them a few times now on stream. And I think the big thing for this Colorado Boulder roster is, I mean, we know Stay Woke Andrew is going to be very good. We know D-Nerf is a very talented player. It's just getting all 4 players on the same page at the same time. That's when you're going to see this team at their best. And so far through stage 2, after going through that gauntlet of stage 1, they've now made it into this stage, and they are looking much better. 3-0 already throughout stage 2. 3-2 technically if you count their 2 losses earlier on in the season in stage number 1 against their 2 tier 2 teams, or the other 2 tier 2 teams that are now been moved down into this division with them. So 3-2 overall in stage 2, but honestly, against all their teams so far here through like the technical stage 2, 3-0 and off to a very good start.
That is absolutely a pleasure for the side of the Boulder, CU Boulder. But, let's talk about a bit of what's going on tonight. We've got a great map set up here, Cruz. I personally am excited for this map 1 because we're going to be heading to Bocage.
Oh, Bocage. It is definitely a map, that's for sure. It's one of those maps where it's like we're either about to get just an absolute stomping for one team here. Just looking at I'm just going to be straight up with the chat here for a second. Like, just looking at this, we know that Boulder has just been the better team over the last couple of weeks. So we're either going to get an absolute stomping here, or this is going to be a very good map for Mcpherson, and they're going to come out and they're going to take map number 1. I feel like it's not going to be one or the other here. I feel like we're either going to have like a super, super tight match or an absolute blowout here at map number 1.
Yeah, I think this is really going to set the pace for this momentum that we're going to have as we head into 2 Tuscans. We'll have to see which team has the slaying power and well, which team is going to be a little bit more methodical. It's always a rough one, Cruz, whenever you see a team just absolutely breakneck speed for the first map, but then they realize that they're not able to make those adjustments into the search and destroy. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's definitely very possible. I think for Mcpherson coming into this series, I think that this map number 1 is honestly going to be a must-win, because looking at the overall records when we first came into this, they're 5 and 10 in search, 4 and 7 in control. So very, very weak modes in those two for this roster. But when you look at their hard point, they're 9 and 10. So their closest map record towards being in a positive record. So I think if they can come out, they can take map number 1, might be able to set them up for some success going in towards the back half of this series. It just is really going to come down to whether or not this team can show up and play today, because so far in stage 2 they really haven't shown up too much yet.
Yeah, it's honestly a bit of a problem that, in the second stage of all things, because, hey, the first stage, that's everybody. You've got every player and every team within its sphere of reality. And then you head over to stage 2 where, as we chefs say, you start trimming the fat off the meat. And, well, that's where, the Boulder have been shining, like you said earlier. They've been absolutely having a blast, making great movements within the second stage. And, it really begs the question, will they even be able to qualify Mcpherson?
It's going to be tough, right? So, like, your goal right now inside of Tier 2, if anybody else is new here to the CCL right now, is you want to be able to make the top 8 inside of Tier 2. What that will do is it will give you the highest possible seed going in towards the play-ins, because you can't guarantee yourself playoffs unless you are in Stage 1 right now. But if you're in the top 8 here, you can guarantee yourself to be playing a team either in the bottom of or the top of Tier 4 or the bottom of Tier 3 in your first round matchup going in towards the play-ins. So, like, that's absolutely where you want to be. Mcpherson right now 1-5 right now in stage 2 in terms of the overall standings, when you account in there also stage 1 matchups of the players who have the teams that have moved over with them into this stage 2. So they need to start to answer back here. They're definitely not out of it. There's a few teams right now at 2-2, 2-3, 2-4. So if they get a win here, they're right back up there. They're right back in the mix with everything. It's just going to come down to whether or not they can do it, and this is going to be a real big test game against the Colorado Boulder.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see. And, well, right there, great start for the Bulldogs. Nice little 3-for-1 trade. Pushes the Boulder back. And, well, while it is P1 and it is a bit of a contest still, this is great to see the regain out of them. But you can already see right now Trippy making big work with his automaton, 2 down. But we'll get traded out. And, like I said before, it's really the fight for the spawns.
Really is the fight for the spawns here in hill number 1. You can see a little bit amount of time out of Mcpherson's, but as you rightly pointed out, the fight for the spawns absolutely was on through this first little portion of the game. At Colorado Boulder, they're going to be the first team to make their way over to the left side to try to get these spawns out. But, I mean, as we come to expect inside of Bacage, those spawns have already flipped right back, and I would expect them to flip back 2 or 3 times before we even see this next soap pop.
Yeah, and you can already see some parallel spawns coming in. The Bulldogs have a better spawn right on proximity. But then now, as we get a bit more of a fight, the players will now spawn towards back tower. But that's a bit of a hike for them to try and get to now.
Yeah, absolutely. But Colorado, they now have cleared out their back for the time being, but they're not realizing the spawn. I don't think they've realized that Mcpherson spawned up in the bottom portion of the map in that southern zone and are now making their way up and through the back left side. But this is a situation now for Colorado where you have a choice. You can either play and try to keep holding the spawns, or you can get in the hill and you can try to hold this one from the front now.
Yeah, you're going to see some big action towards the barn, and there you go, 4-for-1 trade, easily done. They make it look like it's clockwork. TF3, oh my goodness, it's just caught timing at its best, Cruz.
That's beautiful. They not only get the break there, but they also get the spawn out, and this should allude to a good amount of time here for Colorado Boulder. It's only B-Dubs, the player anywhere near this hill right now for Mcpherson, to try to break his way in. Unfortunately, not going to find any luck in doing so, and now heading over towards our next hill, it will be Colorado at 50 points to the 12 of Mcpherson, but Mcpherson, first team here to Grandma's, first team set up, Colorado Boulder looking for a break.
Yeah, the big break going to be coming in here pretty soon. You have to see the movement towards the mid, and, well, Trippy making this setup one by one, taking them out, and gets a nice shot towards the back, but Gerb's going to stay up, and, well, there you go, automaton in hand. It makes the job done. You get able to cover the lanes, and, well, TF3, he's running the interference, and as a player like this, where you're playing more towards a slaying role, and nice little 2-piece right there. You know, the interference players are always going to be the ones to get these kills. And if they fall, well, the setup will start to fall. It's like a deck of cards.
Spawns do break into the back, though, so TF3 needs to try to stay alive. He was on 4 in a row, but that's a good amount of time there for Mcpherson off the start of this. They basically split a 40 for 20. Colorado should be able to hold on to the back a little bit of this, barring a late contest coming in from Mcpherson. It actually looks like they're going to send all 4 players to try to break this one more time here from the front side of the hill. It's just Peak. Peak stays alive, and that's going to be the remaining scrap time going the way of Colorado, but the hill, once again, new rotation going over towards Barn, will be Mcpherson first here.
I mean, you see Gerb having a bit of a problem with Ezio towards the back. Not going to be able to win that one. Mcpherson once again have the hold for now. Boulder have been a little bit slower when it came to setting up, but nice snap-on from Trippy. Able to get 2, and Stay Woke gets 1. Looks for the second. Very nicely done. Movement in full form. And Boulder will now hold the hill.
Another great break for Boulder. This time it comes a lot earlier than our last hill, though, so this is going to start to build back that lead up that we saw so high through our first 2 hills. It was a 50-point lead. Now starting to build up back up almost 40 points here for this roster. And Mcpherson, they can't get anywhere near this hill right now. Every time they try to break in, it's just the guns ablazing from Colorado Boulder. And a perfect spawn flip comes in at the perfect time as well for Colorado, because now they're spawning up on that right-hand side towards this bottom river hill. And now Colorado, they can try to set up and get a good amount of time here onto this hill as well and string these 2 hills together.
Yeah, you have to give props to Andrew, but as Andrew did get the spawns, he will get taken out. Fortunately, you do need to look behind you if you are going to hold an open position such as that L lane.
Yeah, I don't know what he was holding there.
Yeah, he was just watching it, and I think the communication wasn't given, honestly. Crew's like, hey, we got spawns, you know, you can now face forward. Instead, it was like, we're still spawning across, keep trying, you know?
Yeah, I'm really not too sure, because it didn't even look like he was fully facing towards the hill, but nonetheless.
Maybe he was on his phone, TikTok, you know?
Yeah, hey, yo, you know what? You never know. It's spring break next week, right? They got some more important things to do than hold down the back side of the hill. But speaking of holding it down, Mcpherson unsuccessful in doing so. Colorado Boulder able to break in from the front side. And this is going to be another good amount of time here, and possibly the scrap time already. Going back the way Colorado Boulder looking to try to build up a 40-point lead going in towards our second set of rotations.
So, something must be going down. There must be a hot tamale sale somewhere, because you could even see Gerb just sitting in the back, just idle. Unless there's some lag or a hot tamale sale. I don't know what's going on here, Cruz. But other than that, we head back to the second set of rotations. Boulder will be your champions for now, but the Bulldogs, they've had great setups here from the start of every hill. And, well, Tiny gets through, and he is not able to get much with Trippy on that AR now.
But from the top, though, Trippy is still putting in work back here. He's not finding a lot of kills, but he's finding a whole lot of damage. That is absolutely for sure. And unfortunately, we'll end up falling eventually in the back. This map is just absolute chaos. You really don't know ever where to look, when to look. SEO does not where to look behind him right now. And it just feels like Boulder cannot buy a kill at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it is P1. You're going to try and fight for those spawns, but the way Boulder's been shooting right now, you know, you set up, but you're not able to, you know, complete the kill. And as we look towards these spawns, you can already see that Mcpherson have made it possible. So, Tiny's going to get a bit of a chow here towards the mid. Fortunately, the centering was not on point, gets taken out, and, well, Boulder do get the majority of this hill, but at what cost now?
I mean, it hasn't worked out too poorly for them yet. I do believe they're going to get these spawns up with them back, and yes, they do. They do end up pulling those, but they're kind of just pinched in right now. They need to find a few kills here, otherwise they are just going to get pinched and then get spawned out. It's exactly what happens. All 4 players go down, and that's just going to leave Colorado Boulder spawning up on that grandma's side, having to make that long trek across the map, trying to get back inside of this hill.
And you see right there, Andrew has a great position. They're able to get 4 down. Now they force these players towards the new spawn, actually, which, you know, yeah, you get the job done for this hill, but got to think ahead.
I mean, it's not working out that badly, though. I'm usually right there with you. Like, yeah, you're hitting old and then you're spawning them out. It's not working out too well for them, but they basically get the back 40 seconds for free there. And it actually looks like the rotational battle could be won if they find this kill. And it's just flawless from Colorado Boulder. I was right there with you. I was worried, but they have just put on a show in these last 2 hills in terms of hitting old and still being able to lock down a good amount of time on the new hill once it pops.
And, like, right there, the information's given that, hey, Andrew's playing towards Zig. Let's make sure that he's not a problem. Well, you try to push the kill, you got to jump at him. This guy's too ready. He is way too ready the way he's sliding in those kills. That's going to be a 3-for-1, and, well, Boulder is still in charge of the hill. Spawns are still close, and you've got a big setup here for the Boulder guys.
Yeah, Colorado finally getting a little bit of life here from Mcpherson, starting to fight their way back inside of this game, but Colorado's still spawning up in the back. They have these close spawns. They can just continue to reinforce and reinforce and reinforce into this hill. But unfortunately, it is just not working out very well for them right now. Every time they try to reinforce, they just get dropped, and this should be the back time to the likes of Mcpherson. We will head back over towards the barn hill, but it will be Colorado once again set up early here towards this hill. And, I mean, if they hold down a good chunk of time here, they could really put themselves within touching distance of closing out this game.
Exactly. You're going to see right now there's two players holding down the site. That's going to be none other than Andrew and Peak, but Peak's going to get taken out towards the front. Andrew now being the lone man here on the hill. Goes for an optimal play, but gets taken out. Trippy now spawns up close. Gerb! Very nicely done. Clears out the back line. Now you have these players spawning up towards Nannies, and, well, if Gerb's a smart player and a forward thinker, he's going to be able to take advantage of that. And he does notice that Trippy's there, but not going to be able to get the kill just yet.
They haven't found all the break yet either. If you're Colorado Boulder, you do get the spawns up on the side, so you can now try to reinforce this from multiple angles at the moment. Trippy's going to hit from the back, and it's just a great read from the Mcpherson players. But as all the trades come through, it's actually just going to be a one-on-one now for the remaining time here. For this little bit of scrap time, and Tiny's just going to play his life.
And he talked about it. These players on the side of the Bulldogs want this win, and yeah, it's clearly showing. And well, you have a bit of a fight here towards mid. You need to get this rotation, and well, the Boulder players will have these spawns for now. Tiny on the flank gets one. Look for the second. Nobody's gonna chow him, and this is just free real estate. These bottom tunnels.
The initial spawns, though, or the initial team inside the hill, I should say, will be Colorado, but the spawns very much so in favor of Mcpherson right now. But if Colorado reads the spawns correctly, they can continue just to watch where they're spawning up at and continue to pick them off. And it's exactly what you're seeing Stay Woke Andrew do right now. Continues to stay alive in the back line, but unfortunately for him, his teammates in the hills will end up falling. So not the best situation for Colorado Boulder. This is Mcpherson's best shot of being able to get a good chunk of time here.
Yeah, this will put them at a very close distance to get above, but not going to give them the right amount to pass the Colorado players. And well, Tiny, very nicely done. He's been finding these plays very nicely with the flanks, and Trippy gets one. Look at B-Dubs trying to hold the site. No wings for you, my friend, because you're going to get taken out. But hey, you've got TF3 able to hold the new. Now, as we head towards this third set of rotations, it's looking like Mcpherson to have a much better vitality for this set.
Somehow Mcpherson has stayed in this game. I mean, it just feels like Colorado has controlled a lot of this game through the first early portions of these hills. This is where Mcpherson needs to answer back, though. They need to keep their way into this. They've kept it close, but through hills 1 and 2, it very much so has been controlled by Colorado Boulder so far here throughout this game. And it's Ezio again through middle of the map, able to continue to control things down, finds a 3-piece, and this is going to be another good chunk of time here going to the likes of Colorado. And the big thing here, Cesano, is they have not let anybody on Mcpherson sneak through to break the spawns yet.
Exactly, and you see right here, Ezio, a forward thinker, looks towards the streets, able to find a couple players, but not able to take out the kills. And like you said, they have the spawns for this new. They were even able to get a bit of some time off of this one, which is very rare for teams to do. Now, you have a bit of a fight towards the back. Gerb's going to move into the back line. We saw how he did it last time. He's even got that strafing run, so that might be a bit of a factor or an independent variable as we hop in, but Trippy Son's going to stay alive.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I do believe the strafing runs aren't being used right now because of GAs. I believe they are on the most recent GA list, so I don't think that we'll be seeing those get used. I at least didn't see them get used in my first game today on the Alpha stream. So we'll see if they end up breaking GAs maybe, and they end up using out the strafing run, but I don't know if that's going to become too much of a variable here in this game. But you can see Colorado Boulder through the backside, able to make their break back into this hill, and with only needing 14 seconds left to close this out, they've got Mcpherson spawning out. Mcpherson needs to find a way to get in and break this hill.
Yeah, you're going to have 9 seconds left overall, 7 now, and Andrew's going to try and run the interference. Beat-Up starts to move in. The contest comes into the hill. Beat-Up now looking for the one player, not able to get it. You had to have won that one. That was the crucial play. Pico will get taken out. Gerb and Tiny do get there in time, but Andrew's now here to run the interference, and, well, there you go. A very close game, but unfortunately, the Bulldogs did not have it to win in the cards.
Yeah, 250, 225, and unfortunately for the Bulldogs, that is another loss added to the line. Was that 16 maps in a row now for this roster? I don't want to harp on it. I don't want to be that guy, but that is just really tough at the end of the day. That's one where you could have pulled it off towards the end of the game. The Slane was there. It was very, very close. Tiny did a great job dropping 39 in that map. Just unfortunately, at the end of the day, it just was not able to get done. We can look at our stats one more time. Tiny actually dropped most kills in the lobby at 39, 25 non-traded on 2 of the players on Mcpherson. But unfortunately, with B-dubs going 31 and 37 and TF3 going 29 and 35, they just weren't able to get the job done at the end of the day.
Yeah, it felt like the influence was there a bit of the, like, I would say a good 60% of the time with Tiny, but when you don't have players that are able to capitalize on the opportunities created by your fellow peers, well, you're not going to be able to overcome, and, well, that's why it really came down to the wire, and, well, when you have a team like the Colorado Boulder players, you know, you look at Andrew, 38 and 32, 24 non-traded kills. He was also rocking it with Ezio. It was a duo ship. They were making it happen, and you know, when one falls, the other one was able to pick up the trades. And, well, in the overall scheme of things, you got to have your team working together. You got to be there for each other.
And crazy enough, too, I believe Ezio is not the normal 4th on this roster. Usually it's Criteria as well. So to see Ezio come in and just fill in and be that big of a player inside of this map number 1, to be able to drop those numbers, to be able to continuously slay out the way that Criteria would have on this Colorado roster, great to see come through for this team. They're able to start to pick their way back up, and this is a great start for them so far. I mean, Stage 2 has looked much better than Stage 1 did for them, and I think it kind of goes down to, again, that gauntlet that they played in Stage 1. It was very, very tough. But what that tough gauntlet does for you is not only does it give you good practice right away, but it also gives you good morale. It like kind of allows you like, hey, you know what, like we've lost these games, but like we know that when we go up against other teams of our competition, we know we can take that fight to them. We know that we can absolutely bring this fight. We can be a top team still inside of the CCL. It just kind of comes down to a matter of just getting the job done for this Colorado roster. They were my dark horse last year in the playoffs. Unfortunately, they fell short there. They had a very tough playoff pool for themselves last year, and you know what, they haven't had the season they wanted so far, but if they can keep this run up and they can keep things going here in Stage 2, you know what, the sky's the limit for this roster.
Yeah, I agree. And it's a refiner's fire, my friend. You know, through much pressure and building and the intense flames, you're going to have a much, much better product as it comes out. And that's the Boulder guys. Like you said, they've been through the pit. They've been through it, you know. A lot of, you know, newer players came into the CCL this year, and, well, they were put through the gauntlet with these pools. And, well, now that we can clearly see that, hey, you make it through the gauntlet, you come out a Legionnaire, you're a Slayer. You're making it happen. And that's why the Bulldogs right now are having a much harder time when it comes to trying to overcome this team on the side of the Boulder. And, well, you know, map 2 is going to be in Tuscan, Search and Destroy. Maybe the Bulldogs are a much more slower, methodical team, but, you know, the teamwork on the side of Boulder has just been absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, the teamwork was very, very good in that map number 1. I think it showed from all the different breaks that we've seen coming through that. And we know, wow, these kids must be on a time schedule right now, Susano, because, I mean, they know spring break's coming up, right? I think that's why we're getting through these maps so dang quickly right now. They want to get to that dang spring break for themselves, get ready to go for the rest of the week. But wow, I mean, we've loaded up into this map number 2 very quickly. I think the big thing I want to highlight coming into this map, though, is that I really did think that Mcpherson in that map number 1 would have been their best chance of taking a map off of Colorado, because looking at their records, I mean, 5 and 10 S&D versus the 10 and 8 on Colorado, not the prettiest looking record. Mcpherson's going to have to do something really special here to take this map number 1. Hey, you know, First Blood's a great way to start.
Exactly. And with a second one to follow up, and, well, Ezio's going to be running inside the church, gets the first kill. Dom is going down at A, and, oh my goodness, unfortunately, Andrew just lets that one slip by. That's going to be a detrimental in the numbers, and, well, TF3, he finds the player on the back angle, and now you leave Ezio by himself, and, yeah, this first round most definitely had the Bulldogs' name on it right now.
Yeah, Setnade to start it off, followed off by a kill on the outside of Monument. It's just going to leave Ezio all by himself now, but have to be a 1v3 and an ace here to close this out. We'll find one player in the back able to take the shots, but not the greatest situation. You can see Tiny and B-Dubs just not even moving right now. They know that they can close this round out, and yeah, he's not going to have any time to be able to do this, just looking for any little bit of information he can.
Yeah, the composure at its highest right now for the side of the Bulldogs after a very close loss like that. And, well, Ezio's going to try and get away, keep the streaks alive, and there you go. He stays
Did
up.
He find one there? Oh, my God.
I did not see that.
I think he found one at the very end there, unless the player just disappeared on the X-ray at the very end. That was why. If he found a kill there, Susano, that's why. No, okay, no, he didn't.
Oh my god!
Apparently, I'm just tripping. I thought I saw the player The color must have just disappeared. I thought I saw one go down or something there. That was absolutely wild. But now Colorado, they need to answer back with a round win of their own here. They got detonated off the start of round number 1. Peak's got the sniper, and Peak, unfortunately, that's one you just can't miss. And he doesn't miss the second time.
Hey, double to second time's the charm. Third time, not really. Yeah, not for Peak. He does not let it slip more than once. And well, now you're gonna have Gerb towards Church. You have a nice little setup here. Got 2 players towards the back line, and well, you're gonna see a bit of a flank here. B-Dub's unfortunately not gonna be able to find Andrew because Andrew's got the off angle. Now Gerb gets the kill towards top. It's a 2v2, 24 seconds left, and well, at this point, the composure just needs to stay up. You got to be, like a statue here.
Well, Peak's going to be all by himself now. He's got the sniper in hand as well, so not in a great spot. Gives his position away as well, and TF3 gets the retake, gets the defuse on 3 in a row as well. What a great retake there for Mcpherson.
Yeah, Mcpherson had a very nice round indeed, and well, in those situations where you're stuck with the sniper, thank goodness there hasn't been any talks of a GA for the Rat, because that pistol can still do justice. But when you have 2 players pinching you like that, you either take the fight in front or get shot in the back, and well, clearly we got the shot in the back.
Well, it was kind of both, right? He tried to take the fight, but unfortunately did not catch the timing, and then ends up getting shot in the back. Sometimes you get the best of both worlds, right? So,
yeah. Well, I wouldn't consider that the best, but yeah.
Well, not for him, but for Mcpherson, they're definitely not going to complain about it from that spot at all. TF3 going to cook this nade up again, trying to see if they can find a set nade to open this round up, but unfortunately not going to find anything. Going to bust a hole through the wall, able to find a nice little opening here. And Gerb has actually gotten himself up into a very interesting spot as well. But look at this flank, though. Double flank coming in from Colorado.
Oh, very nicely done. Trippy's able to get the first kill. Peak gets the long shot, and there you go. Peak follows up with a second one, and last player gets taken out as well. And there you go. That's a dominant round from Colorado.
Cesaro, can we just chef kiss that round, that retake from Colorado Boulder there? I mean, the execution on that play alone, but the call to send 2 players to the command center side of the map, to put 1 player through fire, send the other player around all the way through the back of the flank. What that does is it just completely pinches every single Bulldog player inside that site. They have nowhere to go. They get the perfect pinch. They find every kill on exit out of that hill, and it's just a perfect position there for Colorado to close that round out, bring it right back into their favor. We'll see what they do now on their offense. The last offense, they got the bottom down. Things were looking good, but they left Peak all alone with the sniper. And talking about Peak with the sniper, going to take a look over to the left, finds the first blood again on a tiny.
Very nicely done. At this point, I think it's
might get
a
2.
bit of a recognize. Hey, and he does. He gets it.
Come on, Observer. What are we doing?
Right at the money shot. Come on. But hey, very nicely done from Peak to be able to get 2. That's on a 4 streak now. TF3 with the last man, and Boulder responded kind. They've made the adjustments, and now we're at a true neutral of 2-2 cruise.
It's not even, he's not even doing this game, but I know that was Ryan Switchy's fault to not pick up that snipe. It's always Ryan's fault. But unfortunate that we don't get to see the second snipe there, but you know what? We got to see it in our hearts, and Peak's going to be on 4 in a row now as well. Had a very good round before, gets a good round here on 4 in a row here for himself as well. And we'll see if he can try to find some streaks, but that's 2 rounds back in a row. Back to Colorado. Now Mcpherson back on offense, trying to take mid-map control very quickly here, and Gerb's going to get up into that very aggressive spot that we saw him in the last round.
Yep, and you're going to see here, nice movement, and trades coming in. Peak gets taken out, unfortunately, by Gerb, and, well, that's going to stop that streak from Peak, and now it's a 2v3, but, you see the movement coming in, and, Tiny finds Andrew.
Trippy's still not in a bad spot, though, here to be able to do something. But he catches a terrible timing. Trippy's going to run. He actually will find one. I thought he was going to find one. He chokes the shots, though. And now Trippy's just got to run. You got to get out of here. He's going to get one. It does get traded out finally. I don't even know what that round just was there.
I was about to freak out if he got those 2, chained them, and then immediately turned around. But no, Tiny playing the top lap position, takes the battle to a vertical sense, and, gets him out of there.
Absolutely had a chance to win that. I mean, if you win the first one on the player in the bottom or hold that angle just 1 second longer there inside of that broken building, could have possibly found one through connector, but unfortunately, just the timing, just not in their favor there. And that's going to be Mcpherson picking up another round win of 3-2 here. But again, you're going to see Colorado instantly go towards middle of the map. And Peak, he is not missing right now with the sniper. Gets another one.
Yeah, that's what you want from your snipers. You want them to be able to get that opening shot. And, well, he has not been disappointing. 7-3, clearly a given stat line. You're going to have a bit of a fight. Tiny's going to win that one. And, well, Stay Woke Andrew's going to be stuck here towards you. And no players are going to be giving him any sort of overextension. You still have Peak with the sniper. But in this sort of sense, you know, you have both sides covered, long and short. But you're going to need help here to try and trade out soon.
Oh my God, Peak is basically tethered at the hip right now with the player right underneath him. Can't find the kills yet. He's going to get the information on the shot, though, but the player sneaks out. Peak going to take the fight with the rat, can't take the win. It's just going to leave Andrew all by himself now. 1 versus 3. At the very least, he has the bomb, though, so he could realistically wrap this bomb over to another side, but he's going to get caught out before he even has a chance. And now I got to ask you a question, Susano.
Yeah.
So he's getting the early picks. He's finding these kills with the sniper. But, like, his teammates are going down so quickly. Like, do you think it's worth keeping the sniper out at this point of the game?
I think so. I think what's been happening right now has just been a lack of positioning from the side of the Boulder players. You know, you've had those great opening shots, right? But the moment these guys feel a little overzealous and they're like, hey, it's a 3v4, let's just roll on in, you know? Then you have a player like Gerb that's just waiting in a cruddy corner. And, well, Peak, he's going to still do it, you know?
Oh, he's getting naded too. 9 HP. Has to back up, has to play his life. That stun could have taken him out, but unfortunately for Mcpherson, just going to miss. Stay Woke Andrew will find first through middle of the map as well. So it's a good bounce back round here. And if Tiny peeks this corner, Tiny will die. Peak is absolutely just not missing with that sniper right now. They'll find the 4th as well. Colorado closing out the round. It's just a matter of them doing it on offense now, I think.
Yeah, and you saw clearly right there when his teammates were able to, you know, initiate the first kill. Hey, he was able to give the information. Yo, I got 2 on this lane towards A. Look, let's get the movement.
Nades. I am 100% sure that these guys are over here. And actually, look at this. The adjustments coming through, Susano. He pulls out the automaton in hand this round. He put the sniper away for now. So I think that's got to tell me that they're going to go over towards this B side. I just have a weird feeling.
Yeah, and he's going to be watching here towards Fire, which honestly a bit of a scary play. I would have preferred maybe a 4-stack, but hey, information given is information earned, and well, you're going to have a bit of a trade-off here towards the top plat, and Ezio and Co. will be moving towards the spawn, and you have one player there that's going to be Gerb, but Gerb's opportunistic as ever, gets the kill. Now they know the bomb has been picked up, and Peak's been taken out of Fire, and well, now Trippy's left to his vices.
You know, credit to them for trying something new. Unfortunately, it's just not going to work out here. Colorado, they try to go towards the B side, get shut down just as well as Mcpherson has shut down that A hit. And now Mcpherson 1 round away from taking a search and destroy. And, you know, I'll admit it when I'm wrong, but Mcpherson, I mean, their S&D sitting at, what, 5 and 10 coming into this map does not do justice for how good they're looking inside Tuscan right now.
Yeah, they are definitely a much more methodical team. And it's like what I talked about in the pregame, you know, when you're going at breakneck speed, sometimes you got to slow it down for the S&D. If not, you're caught on some slippery sandpaper, which is not a fun time. And right now, Boulder, unfortunately, in there.
That is a new one. I've never heard of slippery sandpaper, let me tell you. But
it just hurts as you keep slipping, you know?
Oh, man. I'm just thinking of a slip and slide like made of sandpaper right now. And I just cannot imagine that would feel very good at all. But D-Dubs with the bomb in hand for Mcpherson, moving this bomb over towards this A site. This bomb should go down, and TF3 is in a great spot to stop any overextension from the CU Boulder players. Oh, and he's going to know they're there.
Oh, no. He definitely knows he's there, and TF3 is not going to be giving him anything. And oh no, they line up, but not enough because they turn on him. Peak even gets the snipe shot. Everybody's doing their job, Cruz.
They are, but again, like they can win this round all they want, right? Like you get a great retake. I'm absolutely here for it, but they cannot do anything on offense right now. That's the problem with Colorado at the moment. Is their offenses have been kind of abysmal through some of these games. It's a great retake, a great read to find that player on the outside of the rooftops there through that slippery sandpaper, but unfortunately They close the round out, but now comes the offense, and I'm very interested to see what they do on offense because the last couple rounds, A has been completely shut down. They decide to go B last round. What happens? Completely shut down. It's just about trying to find that opening pick and playing off of each other inside of this round. I think honestly, if I'm Colorado Boulder here, I think you try to get this bomb down with that very, very basic A setup because we haven't seen it get defended. And generally, Peak has just absolutely destroyed everybody over towards this A side with the sniper in hand. Oh, he's not even going to pull it out.
Yeah, he's going to have the automaton this time, which is going to be an interesting one. And well,
bomb goes down immediately.
Trippy's going to be helping out with the bomb plan. And well, now they know that Andrew's there because of that stun check. And yeah, this is like what you said. You wanted them to get this plant real quick, but Tiny's going to be once again on the flank.
It's really going to be up to Trippy right now, inside of the position that he is, to stop anybody from getting into a spot. But no, Trippy pushes forward too fast, gets a little overzealous, and now it's just going to leave one player all by themselves. Peak, thank God he doesn't have the sniper out. It doesn't make a difference, though. That's going to be Mcpherson taking their 6th round, getting the defuse, and that's going to send us and guarantee us a game number 4. And congratulations, Mcpherson. Welcome to stage 2, getting your first map win.
You know, some players, it takes a little longer to, you know, clock in, you know, and, well, Mcpherson, very nicely done, 6-4, and, well, you know, overall, I don't want to say I called this because I really did it, but it was definitely within the same ballpark.
I was about to say, sir, when did you call this? I'm looking at the watch trying to figure that out right now, because I think we were both in agreement. I thought that we thought, like, yeah, you know what, because there's a chance. I did not think that we were going to go to this map number 2 and see Mcpherson come out the way that they did, but I am happy that they did. That map was fantastic played by them. Gerb had a great map at 9-5, Tiny 7-6. I mean, B-Dubs was 2-7, but he was the bomb carrier. It's understandable on this map. Very easy to fall after getting that bomb down, and I think Andrew's in the same boat on the other side at 3-7. He got that bomb down 3 times. It's your job. As long as you get that bomb down, you get away with your life for a little bit of time, I feel like your job is done as the bomb carrier.
But I feel like in the last round situation, Andrew just needed to stay there in center. You know,
100%.
He did not need to go and get overzealous and chow the bottom of church, because it's a plethora of problems in there. There could be somebody on the top angle, or there could be somebody hanging out towards back candles. And, well, when you try to rush in, you're either, you know, Mr. Fantastic and you could stretch yourself everywhere, or you're just stuck.
Yeah, I'm 100% right there with you. I think that if you are Andrew in that situation, you play the corner, that deep corner. I mean, very rarely does that corner even get checked. So, I mean, Mcpherson, if they fly out of that building, Andrew's in that corner, he probably at least gets 1 before getting traded, you would think. Completely could change that round on its head. Unfortunately, instead he falls, and that goes all of your mid-map control, opens up you for everybody at Mcpherson to get inside and around the site, and that just closes out the round for them there inside of that round. It's those small little things for Colorado Boulder that they need to improve on inside of Search and Destroy, but unfortunately for them, they just were not able to get it done inside of that map number 2.
Yeah, and that was a much-needed regain map for them. Now the morale, I believe, is most likely going to be a lot more higher. They're definitely going to be feeling a lot more confident as we head towards this map 3. But we're going to be sticking to Tuscan. We'll be taking a short break, ladies and gentlemen, as we get yourselves ready for map 3. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. We're now getting ready for our map 3. Hope you enjoyed that short break. We've got a bit of a 1-1 here, Cruz. How you feeling?
I don't know how to feel right now, honestly, because I really am surprised that Mcpherson came out and took that S&D. Like, I was really thinking Colorado had all the makings, and like the stars were written. I thought we were about to see it, but no, Mcpherson said, no, sir. Like, we are going the distance today, and you know what? I would like to blame Vortex for that, for jinxing us, because personally, I thought we were about to get 3-0 tonight. But you know what? I'm absolutely here for it. I'm here for a longer night, here for Mcpherson pushing us at least to game number 4. But now comes the issue is, they were very clearly better paced when we went into the slower paced modes, but now we go back into another respawn here. They need to answer back. They need to find a way to stick with the slaying, to stick with the prowess that you get from Colorado inside of the respawns. And if they can somehow find a way to get round number 5 here, get the defense, they can absolutely take this map here as well.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting one because we've got 2 respawns lined up back to back. We've got this control, and we've got a hard point. And we know how they did on that first hard point. You know, this is really going to be a statement match. It's going to be a statement match, this one.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, if this series kind of pans out the way a lot of other series do, where, you know what, the team that takes the first hard point, they might be a little bit better of a hard point team. The team that takes the S&D might be playing a little bit better S&D today. So Control, this one very well could end up being the swing mode, but already a very good start here for Mcpherson, hopping right onto the A zone. And look at the forward progression Tiny's trying to get on the map at the moment.
Yeah, you know, Tiny's always been that player that gets the flank done, and, well, he gets one, but Andrew's going to be able to get some plays done for himself with the flank. Nice little 3 down, 3-for-1 trade. Now, B-Dubs being the last man to try and get on this hill. Trippy, unfortunately, is not able to finish that kill, but when you have teammates in the middle, it's easy work to try and get it done, and TF3 just decides to shake, you know, B-Dubs, tries to shake Peak's hand up there.
Looks like he was a little bit of a distraction going on over at A, so that they could try to make the way over towards this B site. The issue right now, though, if you're Mcpherson, is you are very spread out across this map individually, and you are pretty much just pinned in the back of the moment. You need to find a way to get out of your spawn here to kind of work together as a unit, because constantly taking 1v4s out of spawn is not going to lead to a ton of success here. They will find a few kills, they will group up, and now they can start to hit over towards this B site, and it looks like exactly what they want to do is try to hit over towards B before going back over towards that A site.
Yeah, and look at Trippy, very nicely done. Clears out radio and then immediately gets some effect on the site. And Tiny as well getting taken out, but 3-for-1 trade. Gerb's going to be last man standing here towards Church, and information has definitely been given. Now Peak, very nicely done. Able to get the angle off, but gets shot from the side. That's B-Dubs and Tiny now onto the site. 22.8 seconds left, and, well, it looks as though that this A is going to be in a priority now instead of a bit of a mission.
Absolutely a priority. I mean, you've only got 12 lives left, only 18 seconds. You want to try to get that extra minute added onto the clock, but the rooftop spawn comes in, so it's going to force their hand. They need to go over towards the B side at this point. You can't really hit over towards A. It takes a long time to make the wrap back over there, but unfortunately for them, Colorado are still very much so in and around this site to be able to shut things down. And B-Dubs, I mean, you're running around in the spawn. That's great and all, but you're not really doing much for your team right now. We'll hop onto the zone and stop the clock at 2.6.
Yeah, that was it was a smart play to try and go back there and do some damage, but with 2 seconds left, you're going to have to hold the hill. Unfortunately, like you said, it forces their hand, and, well, no respawns remaining, and no players able to get on the sites, and, well, Boulder will take that first round.
I mean, take that first round. I mean, dominated that first round. They really didn't allow anything over towards A. And I think they just outslayed that round, finished with a plus 14 in terms of slaying. We'll have to count that back after. But that was unreal stuff coming in from Colorado in that round number 1. I know they were on defense. I know defense generally is the easier of the two to be able to win, but I mean, just look at the slay numbers just in general. Cesano, I mean, 2-8, 4-7, 2-6, and then 5-6. I mean, everybody on Colorado off to a great start there. And look at this, a full 4-man hit, a unit running over towards this B side to start the game off.
And I mean, if you want somebody to, you know, kind of get that on action, that's going to be Tiny, but he will get one, gets taken out. Now Gerb towards the back line, and, well, Boulder, they're very opportunistic, and Andrew wins that surprisingly.
Where was this in the search?
Yeah, where was that? That unity.
This was a full force, a full unit pushing towards this B zone off the rip. They should get the first tick for sure. Second tick might come through. It's really going to come down to whether or not Tiny makes a play from the top. And they will for sure get the second tick in as well. And I mean, already a 6 life here, 6 life lead here as well. Inside of this round, Ezio's down to 2 HP, just trying to stay alive. But while all this is going on, the clock is still barely moved because they got onto that zone so quickly, and now they can hop right over to A and start to get some progression over there as well.
You know, I talked a little bit about this with you, Cruz, that, you know, teams just are replicating what they've seen in the CDL. That B, if you're able to get around from the rip, it's going to be a much easier time with A and the rounds overall and make attacks seem possible. And right now, with the way it's going, 2 ticks and secured A, boy, in 2 minutes? Oh my God.
And 17 lives to 25. I mean, it is definitely looking like a good shot for Colorado to close this round. And those are great 2 opening kills as well to start to make your way into this. It's all about clearing out your back line. And player 5 finds the player on the flank as well.
Now with 2 minutes left, they're going to be fighting their way. 13 to 24 right now. And Bulldogs are not going to have any sort of luck, really, in terms of the life counter. And with 1 tick being left, Trippy's going to hop on. You're going to need to try and play a lot closer and in terms of your radius here of effect, and Tiny's going to get a bit of a lucky kill there, but he will go and chow the side, and, oh, Andrew comes in for the support. And you're going to look right now. There's a bit of a problem here towards the big site of mid. You're going to have to try and do your best here with the site. And, well, when you look at it in the overall, my friend, you're going to need to try and do the biggest things right now. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we're having a bit of some technical errors on the stream. I don't know if you're able to hear me, but hey, I'm gonna keep casting it as I see it. And with a minute left right now, and B-Dubs are having a bit of some luck towards the back here. Andrew gets one as well, but Tiny's gonna spawn up. No more respawns remaining, and B-Dubs, nicely done, gets the two-piece. And now you're gonna be fighting here towards the top of plat, and B-Dubs, once again, that opportunistic player, it had a very slow start here in the series overall, and, well, you're going to try and do your best with 4 lives remaining against 13, and Tiny gets one, but he's going to get taken down, and that flank player now out of the picture, 2v13, and, well, it looks as though that the Bulldogs will not be able to take this round.
No, not able to take the round, and I'm very sorry about that if we just had some connection issue. I don't know what the heck just happened with my Discord, but for some reason I dropped out of the call. Couldn't hear my man Susano here for a little bit there, but you know what, we're back now. Everything is all good, and I feel like that round was pretty much a sure thing for Colorado throughout the most early portions of that round, but they brought it back. They were able to close it out and able to finish it off. He definitely got a little shaky there for a little bit there. I looked away, looked back, and it was like a lot closer than I thought it was going to be towards the end of that round, but able to close it out, able to get the job done at the end of the day there for Colorado Boulder. And now back inside of the next round, it's going to be Mcpherson back onto offense here, and they need a better showing on offense than what we saw in the last round.
Yeah, better showing indeed, and, well, here comes the A-tick of being a very fast play, usually what we've seen in the past, and Peak's going to be holding this back right angled now, but he's going to be overzealous here. The Bulldogs need to stay up, and, well, he's going to find one, looks for the second, and, well, he is able to find it, but the third player, TF3, he's going to deny the full slayage indeed, and Andrew comes in to clean up, but with 2 minutes remaining, this is plenty of time for the Bulldogs to try and get towards B, but look at this setup, Cruz. Oh, my gosh. It's a pinch.
Yeah, they read the spawns perfectly. They read that everybody on Mcpherson should be spawning up towards this bottom side of the map, towards the rooftops. And what do? They push through. They find all the kills. They drop everybody pretty much outside of Tiny here. But already, you know what, a little bit better of a round here for Mcpherson. They at least are keeping the numbers even for now, trying to put a little bit of a presence over towards B. Nothing comes through. But at the very least, though, Susano, they get the A zone completed. You've got a minute 40. It's a ton of time to work with and a 1 life lead as you try to make your way over towards the B site.
Yeah, but when you have Trippy here and Andrew making problems and all these momentum pushes, it's just not going to be very realistic. And Trippy still stays up, and he just needs one. He's on a streak right now. He's on 7, but he will lose the glide bomb. Not going to be able to get that one. And now you have these players spawning in, and they're in a panic cruise. They're looking at fire like, yo, are there any more players in there?
You need to just slow down and group up here if you're Mcpherson. That's a great kill to find Stay Woke Andrew in the back. But in this situation, if you're Mcpherson, you just need to all group up. You need to try to play together and make one solid hit as a team. You can't push this individually 1 by 1, but it's going to be a 3-man push coming through the patio side of the map. Peak is in a great spot, though, to shut anything down.
Yeah, and if you don't have anybody staring towards radio, this is going to be a problem because Andrew's still here. And, well, you're going to see that one player try to take him out, but 11 and 16 in terms of the life count. We've had 38 seconds, and we're at a stalemate here. Nobody's really been able to gain any ground, and none has been given, but you're going to see a big fight from Peak, and Andrew, nicely done, finds the last one. And, well, there's only one player left, and you can definitely corral him, as they do.
As they absolutely do. Gerb, the furthest player pushed forward, he'll fall as well. And lives were so even at one point, but now a 10-life swing to the favor of Colorado Boulder. Only need 10 seconds to close this out, close out map number 3, and this is going to be an absolute stomping unless a miracle happens here for Mcpherson.
Yeah, a miracle indeed, a heavenly blessing, if you will. TF3 is going to be having a fight with Peak, but not going to win that one now. A 2v11. Definitely a Herculean effort at this point. Gerb now looking towards the back, and, well, B-Dubs gets it done, gets it chomping on these players, and it's a 1v10. He's going to get pinched, and there you go. Boulder take it in a dominant 3-0 in the control.
It's kind of crazy, too, that game is so kind of blown out of proportion there, Susano, because, I mean, map number 1 was a 25-point game. Map number 2 was a 2-round game to the Bulldogs. So it's like, you would think that this game would be very close as well, but not the case at all. I mean, just look at the KDs in general. Stable Andrew 25 and 12. You had 16 and 18 for the second player on the likes of Colorado, Boulder, and Ezio. Peak goes 23 and 12. Trippy goes 22 and 7. Those are absolutely ridiculous number. 21 of Trippy Son's 22 kills were non-traded. Like, unreal numbers.
The guy's insane. Like, in terms of, you have Tiny, who is that flank player for the Bulldogs, but when you have Trippy Son and, Peak making big plays, and Andrew as well, 3 versus 1 in terms of impact players, it's going to be a bit of a drowning, if you will, in terms of support, because the Bulldogs are playing lifeline the entire game. TF3 and co. B-Dubs, he had a couple of good kills towards the end, but they just weren't surmounting to any huge plays.
Nah, not at all. I mean, I just can't kind of fathom just like how close our first 2 maps were to be followed by this map here, and just how much of a blowout that map number 3 there was for Colorado Boulder. Kind of unreal, the fact they were able to come and get the job done exactly how they need to close that out, and to force us to kind of force their hand into an advantage going in towards this Berlin hardpoint, because we've seen how good they looked in that first one in a much more chaotic map number 1 as well inside of the Bocage. So if they can go to Berlin now, when they were able to control spawns very well in Bocage, which is a very tough thing to do, if they can go to Berlin now and play the exact same game, I feel like this series is very much so Colorado's to close out.
Yeah, we can definitely start getting the nice colored bows out to, wrap this gift of a night that we've had. But yeah, unfortunately, the Bulldogs, like I said, this was their statement, the map, to really come back and, dominate in that respawn. And hey, we're contenders. We're not going to be the players that are stuck on the bench. We're not playground last. We're here to play. We want to contend, and we want to make it to the top. And well, when you have Boulder, these grizzled warriors that they are, it's just so hard right now for them, and it's clearly being shown with a 3-0 in the control.
Well, I mean, to take it to the top, you need to be able to make sure you're winning respawns. You can't rely on just search and destroy to get the job done. And you know what? Before this map, respawn was probably your best game mode. Or sorry, not respawn, but hardpoint was probably your best game mode for Mcpherson coming into this series. I know it's been a very tough start to stage 2. You got a map win at the very least here, and we're heading towards Berlin hardpoint next. As long as you come out, you play your game, you win your rotations down. I think that's going to be the biggest thing for them, is just rotating early, not hitting old, just allowing those back 20 seconds to go the other way. If you get broken, it is what it is. Just chalk it, move on, get your setup on the next hill. As long as you're not getting broken immediately on new hills, you can give up that scrap time to give yourselves the early 40 seconds at the new hill. Play good fundamental hardpoint right now, and you absolutely can still come out and take this map and force us to the Game 5 search and destroy, where clearly you looked like the better team in map number 2.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of teams haven't really utilized the full potential that is Berlin. It can definitely be that variant map for yourselves to, really switch up the movement. But talking about Berlin, let's hop in as we head towards Germany. And, well,
what a beautiful map overview.
Beautiful, beautiful map. I think the reason why this is such an enigma within the Call of Duty community, because it's finally one of these classic maps that we've been wanting for so long.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that one of the reasons why you might see a few people not like it so much is because it's dark. It's very similar to Miami from last year, where a lot of people aren't so big on the darkness of the map. But, I'm absolutely here for it. I wasn't too big on this map the very first time I played it. Granted, that was probably in like a 16v16 game, because, when the first game came out, we were all playing like 8v8 or whatever. They always made you play in like some crazy big lobbies. But you know what? In a 4v4 setting, I think this map works out pretty dang well. And off the start, it's going to be Colorado Boulder on the good side, and Stable Andrew makes a push right through middle of the map. He can make a very big flank play and a very big influential play here to shut down this initial push here from Mcpherson. Yeah, he doesn't even need to. Everybody else finds skill.
I was going to say, and like, he's going to have to be careful, but not even that. Trippy Son and Peak make the job easy for him, and B-Dubs once he's trying to get into the site. And, well, when you have the Boulder players, just great angles overall in coverage, and, well, Trippy Son's going to look away, and B-Dubs wins that one, but Peak and Co, they're going to be able to fight for this scrap, and B-Dubs, unfortunately, he will get that player. So you do get the last 13.
You absolutely do. Rotations, though, we said it coming into this. That's going to be so important. It's going to be Mcpherson, first team over towards this hill, trying to set up, but I don't think they read the spawns right. It looked like they were looking towards top crane, but everybody on Colorado, they spawn up towards the bottom of the train tracks, so now they can try to reinforce from down there. Big gunfight wins through middle of the map, though, to the likes of Mcpherson. This should lead to early time now.
Yeah, great setup here so far, and you're going to have Peak towards the top, but he will get taken down. Now, TF3 is going to be looking towards this long lane to be able to find one player trying to get the rotation. But once again, it's Teeny who's just holding this site. And very nicely done from TF3 to get the two-piece. This is a phenomenal hill for the side of Mcpherson.
At the very least, if you're Colorado, inside of this situation right now, you hold on to the spawns of the fire side of the map. You need to make sure you continue to hold on to these P3 spawns. But you can already see B-Dubs trying to make his way through, trying to get those hill. Not going to be the case. This is a great answer back for Mcpherson, though. They basically give up all the time in P1 just to answer back with a full 60 here on the second hill, but now needs to be the answer here for Colorado. But TF3 has that glide bomb, and this glide bomb we know can be used to full effect to break the spawn in the back.
Most definitely. And right now he's going to get taken down by Ezio, who was on the rotation back, but you do see one player towards the docks, and that's going to be Gerb. Looks like he's going to get some shots on him. Ezio reverts back. Excuse me, a little English problem there, but reverts back to his position, and, well, Teeny's going to win that one, and now you have the site in control here.
It's just kind of crazy, right? Because, like, in control, it looked like Mcpherson wasn't even able to shoot back at this Colorado Boulder team. I mean, to say it frankly, but you come into the hard point, and Colorado Boulder has just completely kind of flipped the table once again. They look like a very different team here. And Mcpherson absolutely taking the fight to them here, which should be around a 75-60 game at the end of this hill. But actually, everybody's just going to hop off and rotate over towards noon. It's just going to be a 2v2 right now for initial time.
Yeah, with a bit of an expedition here towards this next site, I definitely understand the play call. Gerb, unfortunately, was not looking at the right angle. Will not find Andrew, but Andrew has figured out what this setup is doing, and, well, he gets the one player that was towards the top, and that's going to cover that angle. But now you have these two in the back. Teeny gets taken down. Now, Gerb, being the last man left, he's going to get taken out as well, but they're still spawning there. B-Dubs gets onto the hill, but Trippy's still there.
Andrew was doing it all, but unfortunately, he couldn't find the last one, so because all the players hold their cams, everybody spawns right back up close to the hill there for Mcpherson in Colorado. If you want to win this game, you got to start rotating. You got to start getting these early setups so you can start to close this game out and just not getting broken so early on throughout a lot of these hills. Rotations and holds are going to become so much more important towards the back half of this game if they want to be able to bring themselves right back into it. Big one-on-one here on the stairs, and again, it's going to go the likes of Mcpherson. So now Gerb can get up top third, and he can start to wreak some havoc.
Havoc indeed, and, well, he's going to find another player. It's going to be Ezio. Unfortunately, they try to challenge him, but not going to happen now as we head towards this P5, towards the edge of this rotation. You see Gerb once again into this fight. Sees the stun, not going to affect him, but he will be inching himself out and even finds the player as he throws a nade, but the nade, it goes through.
But even in doing so, no team has really gotten a lot of time onto this hill yet. A lot of the focus has been on trying to clear out Gerb inside of top third. Now B-Dubs will finally go and get up there. But you can see the rest of the Colorado players, they don't really know that you've got that player up inside of that position, so you're just trying to play in and around this hill. Players will hop in now, and there we go. We finally clear it out. And now Colorado Boulder, your main focus at the moment is going to be holding on to this big one spawn. You need to find TF3 here because he has been able to sneak through. Will get dropped. This could really look like a good hold here for Colorado Boulder on the hill where they found the most amount of success inside of their first set of rotations.
And we've seen Boulder in this type of situation before where they were down in that bocage. It really came down to their mid-game adjustments. And right now, you're going to be seeing that in full force. Nice little 3 down, though, for the side of Bulldogs.
Yeah, broken instantly. That's the issue.
That was the biggest problem right here. You know, it just feels like their setups are made of Play-Doh, malleable and sturdy at times, but overall, formable and malleable.
I like that. I really like that kind of translucentness of just like, yeah, their setups right now looking like Play-Doh, because yeah, they absolutely are. They're looking like you're gonna pull it out mold it into something else and just play around with it, because it has just not been the best setups here for Colorado throughout this map. But you know what? They are still right inside of this game, though, so can't take it too hard. They can still 100% come back and win this game. It just comes down to needing to get a good hold here at some point in time, and you're giving up the scrap time back to Mcpherson as well, and this should lead to a 40-point lead now.
And Ezio, smart play right here, going to be playing towards the door, sees the player come out, and he knows that there might be one more, and, well, he pulls out the rat, not going to be able to help him out, but teammates are coming in to help out. TF3 still stuck towards that back lane, but Tribuson wins that one. Now Peak holding the cross will get taken down by Teeny. Now Teeny's going to have a bit of a hard time trying to get through this window because, hey, you need to get these players off the rotation, and, well, looks as though he will be able to find some luck with Peak.
You get both players off, and only one player left alive now, and Ezio inside of the hill, and Tiny will find that player. Unfortunate timing there for Ezio inside the hill, but this is another back 30 seconds, looking like it's going to go the way of Mcpherson unless you get a really good break and a good retake here from Colorado.
Oh my goodness, and Teeny still gets it done. He's on a 5 spree right now. It's going to be insane for work for streaks, but
that's a big kill.
He will get taken down. TF3 still has these full streaks, though, Cruz. It's going to be a big problem for later on.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I mean, especially going towards these next two hills. If you do end up losing the rotation over towards this hill, which it doesn't look like you're going to at the moment, I mean, you can still just drop that glide bomb in, find a few kills, get it back into your favor. But even if you lose the rotation over towards P4, I think that's going to be the most important spot where you could see that glide bomb come into full effect at. And that's where you could really see things kind of get shaken up and thrown completely out of proportion here for Mcpherson.
Yeah, and Mcpherson have a staggering lead right now, close to 80, and Andrew's finally going to be able to get some time on the site here. You know, pass the controller over, he said, because it's time to start playing, and Teeny's going to get some kills towards the back of stairs, and, well, now Andrew gets pinched, and he's going to get immediately found out. Ezio tries to work the damage control, but it looks as that the Bulldogs are completely a different team than what we saw in the control.
Really does. It really does feel like they are a different team right now. You will get broken in, though, by Colorado for these back 15 seconds. But right now, if you're Colorado, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Like, you break into that great and all, you're getting those back 10 seconds. But now look at the spawns. Look at the rotations over towards P4. And it is a full setup for Mcpherson with streaks still. They absolutely can put this game away here.
Yeah, they can definitely win it here if they hold the entirety of this hill. But there's only 2 seconds of contention that they can try and, you know, lose here. But it's going to be no problem. That setup
Nobody's
just
even getting
coming in
close right
big.
now.
It's just coming in big, the setup.
It's absolutely a great setup here. Again, nobody even able to get anywhere near this hill at the moment for Colorado Boulder. Finally, Stay Woke Andrew will find a few through the front. Now can try to hop onto the hill, at least get the players off of it. So now you can try to hop your way in, try to make your way back inside of this game here. TF3 will try to swing wide, try to get back into the hill. And unfortunately, nobody picks up middle of the map. So B-Dubs is able to sneak his way through and get the player off of the hill.
And he even gets the not only the scrap time for a bit there, but you're going to need to play some perfect hardpoint here if you are
this
Boulder.
Is not looking good.
There's no
looking
chance you can slip up.
Need to answer back with a big hold here for Colorado. I feel like I've been a broken record at the moment, Susano. I feel like I've been saying that for the back 10 hills inside of this game. It's just they can't seem to find one here, and Mcpherson will be the first team here, first team set up, and I feel like I've been saying that a lot here throughout this game as well, but it is looking much better. Only 10 seconds left needed now for Mcpherson to close this map out.
Exactly, and what we thought would be a quick 3-0 looks like we might be going to the game 5 here. Andrew stays alive with the, you know, by the skin of his teeth, and there's only 10 points needed for the Bulldogs to win. We're gonna have a bit of a fight here. Andrew wins that one, looks for the second. It's time to go Ultra Instinct mode, hit that Super Saiyan. He's moving different, but it's not gonna be a problem because he only needs 6 seconds from the side of the Bulldogs.
You need to get on, you need to touch if you're Colorado Boulder here. You don't have a lot of time, and I don't think they're gonna be able to do it. Nobody can touch.
Oh
TF3 drops
gosh.
the bomb at the end. And talk about dropping bombs, but Mcpherson really wanted to shut me up after I said that I thought they were about to get 3-0'd at the start of this game. But, wow, the Bulldogs, they have come to bite today. They come out, they get the win here inside of Berlin, and that's going to send us to a game 5 here. I'm kind of mind blown right now. Call me nameless.
I think it's just absolutely insane because we did not expect any sort of comeback in this form. It's just been insane. The amount of underdog factor, pun not intended, it is the Bulldogs, that they've just shown us. The search and destroy, yeah, they won that 6-4, but then the control was not their bread and butter. They immediately lost out on a 3-0, and usually at that point, teams would check out. They're done. It's over. Hasta luego. You're out of here. We'll see you later. But right now, we're going back to Berlin for a game 5. What timeline are we in, Cruz?
I don't know, but I'm absolutely here for it. The Bulldogs, they drop just short map number 1. It was a very good Bocage hardpoint, 250 to 225. Map 2, that search and destroy. They came back. They got that bite back in, 6-4 win for themselves. But then we go to control, and it was just like Colorado was like get out of my lobby. It was a quick map number 3. We then thought okay, like this has surely got to be Colorado's game to close out at this point on. And then they go to map 4, and again it's a complete reversal of what we see. Mcpherson drops the elbow, drops the finishing move on Colorado Boulder. Now we see a map number 5 and a Berlin S&D. I have absolutely no idea we're about to get to close this series out here.
I don't know either. I think it's going to be an attitude adjustment for sure. But hey, overall, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are excited. We're going to be taking a short break as we head into this game 5. We'll see you in just a second, but don't go anywhere because it's heating up. Oh, welcome back. It's game 5, and I'm your host, OG Cisano, joined by my co-caster, Cruisin'. We're here to bring you the action, and, well, we were not expecting to be in this timeline, but hey, here we are.
I mean, who would have thought? Not me. We're going to go to a game 5 here, Colorado Boulder, going up against Mcpherson. And, I mean, it's been a great series so far throughout this one. It was a game 1, very map number 1, going the way of Colorado Boulder. Map 2 went to Bulldogs, and it just felt like a domino effect, back and forth, every like a light switch almost. Turn it off, Colorado Boulder is winning the map. Turn it on, Bulldogs are winning the map. It's a 2-2 series tie, going to Berlin search. And in that Tuscan S&D, I mean, it felt like Mcpherson was just on another level over Colorado. Colorado really didn't have much of an answer back for them there. So going to Berlin, where we just saw the Bulldogs take a hard point, is this their chance now to come out and take a series finally here inside of stage number 2?
That would be quite the upset, in all honesty. That would be quite literally one of the biggest upsets I've seen. Because, yeah, when we hopped in, we were like, oh, this is going to be a 3-0. Boulder's going to take this one. But, no, it's just been absolutely insane. The Bulldogs have been showing us that their tenacity and their spirit has been prevalent and present. And it's quite literally taken precedence over this side of CU Boulder.
Really has. And now loading up into map number 5, and I told Vortex if he misses one snipe in this map, he's fired. That's all I'm saying. All right, we better see every dang snipe if it's out here inside of this map number 5. I'm sure it's gonna be a good one here. We'll see if they decide to pull it out. Who was it in map number in map number 2? It was Peak, if I'm correct, right? That was pulling out the sniper for the likes of Colorado Boulder. And off the start of this game, with where these players are positioned, I had a feeling. Peak with the snipe in hand, no action though through the middle of the map. Bomb very quickly moving over towards this B site.
Yeah, very fastly done, and Trippy's going to be the one to try and maybe make the response here. Peak, once again, with the sniper. Looking towards mid, falls through the cracks, unfortunately. Hey, look, he finds one player, not able to tag him, though. Now they know that there's a sniper overwatching this lookout, so Trippy's going to win one, but will lose the second fight. And now Peak, this is a very crucial one, does notice, hey, a player has maybe moved, but there's one still in B. So with 24 seconds left, it's time to embark into the unknown, my friends.
It's a very tough retake to do. Only 19 seconds left. You need to go, and you need to go now if you're Colorado. Find these couple of kills. Stay woke, Andrew. I don't think he's seen the player up inside of the top of the warehouse here either, so he's not going to spot that out in his back. He's going to try to make this play through the front, and they just have no time. This is a great setup from Mcpherson. Nobody's showing too much of anything throughout this round, and this is going to be a round number 1 to the likes of Mcpherson, feeling very similar towards that Tuscan, where you just get that bomb down, you get the job done very easily, and already a 1-0 lead here for Mcpherson.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's what you want to do. You want to make sure that you're doing everything in the essentials for the basics. Hey, you get the bomb down, You're playing a little bit more rattier. I like that, honestly. You don't want to give Peak any free shots. That man will take it and run to the mountains with them. Trust me, we've seen it.
And how long does Pete keep this out if he doesn't find any value out of it after this round? That is my question, because he didn't really find a ton of value in round number one. Will spot one player on the cross here, so he knows at least one has gone over towards the safe side, didn't spot anything else out. So this should be the go-ahead for the rest of these Colorado players to now make their way over and make their way into the safe side.
Yeah, and well, you look right now, Andrew's going to be the one to play towards the A. He's going to be getting that bomb down fast, taking a playbook out of the essentials. But hey, TF3 stops the plant. Now you're going to have Trippy come in with a trade-off there, but Gerb's going to win it once again. It's just these ratty angles, Cruz.
It's absolutely these ratty little creddy corners. You're able to find all these little spots to get things done. And absolutely, you just need to get this bomb now out of this spot here if you're Colorado Boulder. But Tiny on the flank, coming in from behind, might just be able to shut this down, and he's just going to tuck his tail between his legs and get out of dodge.
Yeah, and, well, you look right there. Nice little 2-2 in terms of the man count. 30 seconds
I like
left.
This play. I think they're going to flip and go back to A.
I think so, too. It might have been a little faint, but Trippy's going to be hanging out towards fire, and well, I think they're trying to play off of a pick, but you're going to see right here the pick. Oh, Ezio, he fumbles the shots.
Mcpherson, they don't bite at all on this play. They definitely were trying to bait this out, trying to get this over towards the other side. And Mcpherson, they never give up on thinking that that bomb is going to go down at A, and they absolutely call it correctly. And that's 2 rounds in a row already to the likes of Mcpherson.
This has just been insane because right there you saw the shots going into the back, but TF3 was able to get away, give the information, and well, Teeny, he's opportunistic. He finds the kills, gets it done. Now we're at a 2-0, and this is a repeat of what we saw in that first game of Search and Destroy. Mcpherson's were able to take the first 2 right off the rip, so we're going to have to see if Boulder can respond in kind, but sniper in hand, not going to happen.
Oh, and Peak misses the shot. If you have the sniper out, you got to hit your shots. You got to find that opening kill to give your team the chance. Gerb in a great spot to put this bomb down, even as a player watching over him. And as soon as that player tries to go in through the window, Tiny right there to shut it down. And now you can just get into the exact same post plant setup you were in the round before. And Mcpherson in a great opportunity now to close this round number 3 out.
Yeah, and well, it's a 4v2. Mcpherson's are still up, and Andrew's going to be stuck here towards the front of the bomb, and well, he gets in, looks around for the player. He's able to find him, but you do have so many lines of sight. He's going to try and ninja it, but he's going to get taken down here pretty soon.
It's a bold strategy.
That did not play out for him. Did not play out.
That one did not play out for him that time. That is absolutely for sure. Tries to hop on the bomb into 2 versus 4, and unfortunately just not able to get the job done. And this has been perfect so far here for Mcpherson. I mean, those 2 offenses, you get that bomb down over at that B site, you get the exact setup that you want, and it's back-to-back rounds with the exact same setup. And at some point here, if I'm Peak, I'm putting that sniper away, pulling out an automaton and needing to get more aggressive over towards that B site to shut down that push over towards that side of the map. And exactly what happens. You lose 3 in a row, sniper goes away, automaton now in hand.
Yeah, and while the sniper's great for information collecting, he's just not able to capitalize on those kills. And, well, nice little 1v1 there. Wins for Andrew. Trippy finds another one as well. And now it's a 2v3. The Bulldogs not in a comfortable position that they've had the last 3 rounds. We're going to look at Andrew as he tries to find it. And, oh, it's going to be a bit of a tough one here.
It's a must-win round here for Colorado. I mean, you get the bomb into the spot you want. You get the bomb down now as well. 2 versus 3 advantage. You can't let this retake come through for Mcpherson. And Tiny's going to go down, so it needs to be a 1 versus 3. And TF3 not in a great spot here. Does sneak his way in, but just nothing's going to come through fruition. And that's going to be Colorado on the board.
Yeah, very nicely done. And Colorado finally put themselves up, and you know what? I was a little worried that we might have seen a 6-0. I'm not gonna lie, Cruz. They were. I would have thrown my stat sheet out of the window. That literally.
I would have personally went to Mcpherson and apologized to them for thinking that they were going to get 3 out here in this series if they just won this last map. 6-0 here, but you know what? McPherson, they are absolutely bringing the fight to Colorado Boulder. Their season, they know that they're in a really rough spot right now. They want to be a high seed inside of those plans. They know what they need to do, and it's actually going to be a bait over towards the B site. They realize there's a ton of pressure here from Colorado, and now the bomb gets tucked between the legs, and the full wrap coming in over towards the A site.
That's absolutely insane. Yeah, they get the wrap, and that fake, it really worked. It got the attention of all the players on CU Boulder, and Ezio's going to be playing towards the train station, and nobody's going to be tipped off in any sort of manner that, hey, the bomb might be going down here at A.
Yeah, Colorado's not even moving, but I think the big thing here for Mcpherson is if you do get this bomb down at A, you need to just make sure and know with your player here and player number one, you need to make sure that this flank is watched because you are pretty much trapped and pinned inside of this zone at the moment with all the positioning from the Colorado players.
Ezio could have most definitely gotten that kill, but Teeny's going to find him off angle. Trippy's going to be towards the back of stairs, and well, Peak's going to be trying to get a bit of a effective play here. B-Dubs tries to think he's Superman. Will get taken down. No worries, though. 22 seconds left on the bomb. 3v2 in terms of the man counter, and, well, Andrew, what was that play?
It's just Peak. All alive here. 1 versus 4. No sniper in hand. Automaton in hand. And he just has no time. There's no time to get anything done here. It's another brilliant round out of McPherson. Peak will find that kill. I don't know how you find that one. Stunned up and everything, but he gets the job done. 1 HP left alive, and just unfortunate. Can't get the job done. There's just no time left there. And I love that play from McPherson. You throw a ton of stuns, ton of nades over towards that B site, make a lot of noise, and then instantly make the wrap over towards A, get the bomb down, get the round win, close it out, and now up 4-1. Only 2 rounds away from closing it out. And Peak says, hey, screw it. We're not doing any better. I'm pulling the sniper back. Oh, never mind. He put it away.
Oh,
I was hoping.
That's absolutely insane, honestly, when you think about it in the long term. But, I mean, you know, at this point, you got to try. You're not out of that losing range, you know, but you are still within proper, you know, area to try and come back here. And, well, B's going to be the place of movement. Andrew doesn't realize that he's got a player adjacent to him right now.
Yeah, Tiny inside of this site. Oh, and he's going to find the first.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, and he gets away with his life as well. Peak couldn't find the trade right away. And now Peak going to try to put the bomb down, but you're just not in a great spot here, even if this bomb does go down.
V-Dubs gets that kill onto Ezio, and Peak unfortunately gets taken
out. There it is.
out.
Everybody dies. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What is happening, Cruz?
You needed to find a kill there before you put that bomb down. Just simple as that. You had way too much positioning on the map there for McPherson. That bomb goes down, and it is just such an easy retake because they just had every single angle checked for themselves there. And as soon as it goes down, you close it out, you find every single kill. And it is just not looking pretty right now for Colorado Boulder. This was a game where, honestly, you guys were 100% in your own favor here. You were going up against a team that was 0-15 in their last 5 matches, 0-15 in their last 5 maps, or in their last 15 maps played. You needed this matchup here for Colorado Boulder. This could have been a great momentum booster for yourselves here. But already McPherson are just showing you how to get the job done. Peak will pop inside a B, and he's in a great spot if the bomb was going there, but the bomb heading over towards the A site.
Yeah, there's going to be a bit of a fight here against none other than Ezio. And, well, TF3 tries to go for the punches. Ezio stays up. Nobody's going to follow up for the trade. He's able to get away with his life. This is great for the side of Boulder. But right now, you need these reinforcements to come in and help you because you're still isolated. But you're going to see a bit of a fight here, and Andrew's going to win that one on Gur, but Teeny's not going to allow that kill to go untraded. Gets the shot from the back. Very nicely done. 2v3 as we head towards a possible bomb pickup here.
Oh, Ezio's in a great spot, but the trigger discipline.
No.
And on the opposite side, B-Dubs finds a kill as well. So we've got 2 separate one-on-ones going on the opposite sides of the map. B-Dubs will drop to Peak, so now it's a 1 versus 2 for Teeny, and Teeny falls. Colorado, they stabilize, they win the round. That one had me a little scared there, though.
Oh my goodness, Ezio just blows his cover right away, but unfortunately Teeny doesn't react on the info. He realizes, hey, there's less than 30 seconds. I got to get this bomb down. And that's going to ultimately give him the dagger for the round.
Down there. That is just so tough. So tough there. Colorado needed that round. They close it out. but it needs to be 5 rounds total in a row here, Susano. If they want to make this comeback here, they need to be quick. They need to be decisive with what they want to do with this bomb. Peak has the sniper back out, watching over middle of the map. They did spot it, though. They spotted the glint. You won't get another peak there.
Exactly, and that's really what there's been the Bulldogs' game plan this whole time. The adjustments, and TF3 is going to try and stay up, but he's going to get pinched by Trippy. Very nicely done. Ezio's going to be able to plant the bomb. It's a 2v3, and you're going to have B-dubs here rocking with his teammate. This is what you want in this situation. You need these players to play together. You can't ISO.
Oh, and Peak was in a great spot to try to shut down any flank potential here from Mcpherson. But as soon as he goes down, now everything is back. Everything is open back up here. Tiny's going to try to hit this one in from the side door, and it looks like B-dub's going to try to hit this in from the upper courtyard portion of the map.
Yeah, and well, Tiny's going to be looking in, and Trippy gets one and finds the second immediately. Here's the players in the back lot and snuffs them out 5-3 while we're still at a match point. Oh, Boulder still fighting on.
Just like that, Colorado, they're starting to bring their way back into this one. Don't call it a comeback yet. They still need 3 more rounds in a row to be able to close this one out, to be able to bring it back inside of their favor here. And defense, this has been the big struggle so far here for Colorado. They've looked okay on offenses, but defense has been the big problem. They've allowed too many bombs to go down over towards the B site, and they just have not been able to retake this site once. And would you look at that? Bomb from Mcpherson heading over towards B, but you got a lot of pressure here for the likes of Colorado.
Yeah, and you're going to look. Trippy's going to get the first kill into Teeny. That's going to really just detriment their slaying department. Gerb's going to be here looking for the player. But unfortunately, he gets taken out. That's Peak. But there you go. Andrew finds B-dubs as well. And now TF3 being the last man. And, well, Boulder in a very nice position here to make the comeback. But, like you said, don't call it a comeback just yet. We still have another few, at least 2 more rounds here to even give it that title.
TF3 will fall through middle of the map, so Colorado slowly but surely bringing their way back into this game. It was a 5-1, now 5-4, and at this point, you don't even think about it as a full comeback. You just think about it as, hey, this is just 1 round at a time. It's search and destroy. We need to get our job done, and the mid-game adjustments are definitely here now for Colorado. They've figured out a way to be able to help themselves over towards that B side, not allow that bomb to go down for absolute free here. And in this inside of this round, Colorado back on offense, and A has been their better site so far for themselves here. Peak, I'm not even sure he saw one cross there from the way that angle hit.
But the blind counter is still going to be coming in. Andrew flies in. He does not notice the player in the corner, so Gerb's going to win that one. And there you go. Ezio gets taken down as well. Now a 4v2. It's coming down to the diciness, and, well, Trippy's going to be the one player hanging out towards the back
Peak
alley.
Has a sniper. Oh, no. Peak needs to find a shot here. He needs to find something to open this round up. Either that or find a second gun to put inside of his hand. They're just not in a great spot. Nobody on Mcpherson moving at the moment. Nobody wants to give an inch. Peak, I think he may have heard that player there. But, yeah, this is just not looking good right now. Only 44 seconds left. Bomb down in a absolutely terrible spot here. And Peak, this has got to be the worst timing that he is catching throughout this game. Trippy falls, and it is just Peak by himself. 1 versus 4.
No
B-dubs
way.
finds the last one, and that's Mcpherson completing the upset. 6-4 victory, 3-2 win in the series.
What an absolute upset it was. My goodness, we did not expect to even hear a sort of 2-3. And Mcpherson just taking it at 6-4 in the S&D. You look at the stats, you can tell the mental was chalked on the side of Boulder because we don't even have those players anymore. And now, my gosh, you look at the Bulldogs, 9-7. That was B-dubs and Teeny, 9-5. These players, while B-dubs had a slower start to the series, definitely lined up when they needed him the most.
Oh, absolutely. And, I mean, looking overall at this whole series, I mean, you come into this one, if you're Mcpherson, with a 5-10 search and destroy record. That is why we were not favoring them in the S&Ds at all. You look at Colorado Boulder, they're 10-8. I mean, it's not great, but it's definitely not as bad as 5-10 coming into this one. The other thing for Mcpherson coming into this was they were on a 5-game losing streak, 15-map losing streak, and they are able to pull it all back inside of this series. They win their first map. It's like, oh yes, let's go. You know what? We can bring this back. Then they get destroyed inside of the control. We were a little bit worried. I was like, okay, like this series, that's one of those maps where it can really tip the point. But the composure was unreal to bring it back inside of the hard point, to take that map number 4, and then later take that map number 5 as well. I mean, a great job for Mcpherson. You get your first win on the board here inside of Stage 2, and it was a first win against a very talented team in Colorado Boulder. And if you can beat these guys, you guys can absolutely take on anybody inside of this Stage 2 division.
Yeah, this was most definitely the absolute biggest statement we could have seen from Mcpherson. They were not the dogs that we wanted to win. They were not the ones in the stats to even have any sort of favor. So them coming out here tonight, showing us that their tenacity and their spirit, the human spirit, was much more prevalent than what the stats were saying. They said, your pick'ems, your stats, throw them out of the window. Me and my boys were ready to go. And, well, Boulder, unfortunately, were not able to capitalize there towards the end. And, well, 6-4 is what we had. And let's look at the roadmap that we had from tonight, because it was absolutely insane because, my goodness, the maps were just crazy from beginning to end.
Yeah, they really were crazy from beginning to end. I mean, what, a 250 to 225 Bocage, 6-4 on the Tuscan Search and Destroy for the Bulldogs to take that map. And you know what? I think the only map that wasn't really close was that Tuscan Control, because outside of that, even that Berlin hardpoint, even though it was a 250 to 166, it was still fairly close through the early portions. It was just Mcpherson really taking it away to close out that map. And then that Berlin S&D, we saw it at the very end there, 6-4 victory. And you know what? It was a 5-1 Colorado. They brought it back. They were bringing the fight. Unfortunately, it was just a little too late, and then just allowed Mcpherson to come out, close the series out, slam that door in their face, and take the whole series away there. And I mean, congratulations to them, and I sincerely apologize for counting you out of the series.
Yeah, I might need to write a little memorandum, send it to their dean or something. Hey, but other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to end the coverage from the College COD on all of our streams. We know we had Alpha end a little earlier. And, well, we went to the Game 5 here. We had a lot of fun. I know Cruz and me were kicking it back, you know, cracking jokes. I hope you enjoyed them. And, hey, if you've got tips for us on the jokes, you know, we're always trying. You know, we're always trying, right, Cruz?
I'm no stand-up comedian, that is for sure.
Yeah, but we appreciate you guys for coming out and having fun with us. We'll be back again tomorrow with more coverage. Don't go anywhere. Stay up, stay ready, because there's more College COD to come tomorrow. So, without further ado, we'll see you soon.